Hi, this is Elizabeth, author of the Modern Fae series, and I am back to talk to you about how August went, where did August go, and also tell you a little bit about what I have planned for September and beyond. So let's get started with August. It went by in a blur, and I did not get as much time for filming as I thought that I was going to, so I apologize for the lack of videos in August. I will attempt to do better in September. In August, I had planned to continue writing this first draft of book 3 that I had started during Camp National Novel Writing Month back in July. And I did that. I managed to finish the first draft. The bare bones still has a ton of gaps, still has a bunch of stuff that needs to get fixed. First draft of book 3. I added about 30,900 words to that draft in August to bring the total word count for the first draft up to about 66,000 words. Now, when this is done, I expect that the book will probably be closer to around 80,000 words. I write super bare bones, lean first drafts, and now I have to go back and add in all of the stuff that I sort of skipped over because my goal for September, actually I have 2 goals for September. The first goal for September is that I want to revise this first draft so that I get it to a place where I feel comfortable sending it to my alpha readers. Those are my first readers, the people that I send stuff to. Before I send it to anyone else, to just get a sanity check and be like, okay, is this any good or is it garbage? Please tell me. And then also send it to critique partners who will also hopefully be able to give me some feedback on that first draft and tell me where I have gaps in terms of the pacing or the plotting or the characters, just kind of help me with that kind of stuff. So yeah, so that's my plan for September. Edit, and hopefully get it cleaned up and ready to go. So normally my process is I just finish the first draft and send it immediately to my alpha readers because I need that reassurance. But I'm holding back this time because I know that there's some stuff in this draft that I want to do better before I actually send it out to my alpha readers. So I'm holding off as much as I really want that reassurance, and I am going to do this editing. And I've actually gone through and made a checklist for myself of all of the things I want to do in terms of editing prior to sending it out to anyone. I'm trying to be methodical about it this time. Editing is not my favorite part of the process. And sometimes I'm in a hurry to just get it done. And get it out so that I can get actual reader feedback and then work on making revisions based off of reader feedback. But this time I'm trying to do something a little bit different where I actually take a little bit more focused effort on self-editing prior to sending it out to my beta readers. I really want, when I send it out to my alpha readers and my beta readers, and even my critique partners, to be sending them something that is as solid as I can make it so that I'm not wasting those eyeballs or that reading pass. Because once somebody reads your novel for the first time, you can't ever get that first impression back again. So I want to provide as good as possible of a draft to send to them. I know everybody is super busy and can't take the time to read something more than once, let alone barely taking time to read it the first time. So I want to make sure that I'm not squandering that read by, sending them something that I could have fixed myself. So that's my plan for September. And like I said, if you are interested in being a beta reader or a critique partner, please let me know. I'm always looking for both of those things. So my second goal for the month of September is that I want to revisit this novella that I started writing a couple of months ago. And I had to put it down back then for a variety of reasons. One of those was that I had other stuff going on, like I wanted to write book 3. The other one was that I ran into some issues as I was writing it and realized that I didn't really do a good enough job outlining. Is this a trend? Yes, this is totally a trend. Can we do better for Nano? Let's hope so. Put a pin in that. We'll save it for later, like October, and come back to that point. You guys can all be very good about reminding me to do my outline for Nano. Anyway, my plan is that I'm going to revisit the outline for that novella this week and try to make it as solid as possible, because I'm thinking that I'm going to participate in the next 10K writing challenge, which it looks like it's going to be on Saturday, September 7th. So check out Mandy Lynn's channel if you want to participate in that or want to know more about it. But I did not get a chance to participate in the last one because I had a lot of stuff going on that day, and it just didn't happen for me, even though I really wanted to. And I was writing that day. There was no way I was going to do 10K. So this time on Saturday, I'm thinking the whole entire novella is probably only going to be about 25 to 30,000 words. And I already have about 12,000 words right now. If I can do a 10,000 word day and just plow through the rest of the draft of that novella, that would be amazing. So we're going to try an experiment this week where I work really hard to get the outline done and solid as possible, and then sit down on Saturday and write as much as possible, and then hopefully have that draft done pretty early in the month. If not, no big deal. My goal is to have it done by the end of the month. There's no rush on it or anything like that. I'm just trying to get it done. I'm not even sure yet when I'm going to publish this novella, because it sort of depends a little bit on the events that are going to happen in book 3 and the events that are happening in this novella. Now, the novella, the timing for where it takes place in the story world is actually before the events in the prequel novella that I have out right now called Vivian's Promise. So it actually takes place long before even that novella. So it's not like there's going to be spoilers necessarily, but some of the concepts and some of the magic that I want to talk about and some of the events that are going to happen in that book may be better if readers read it before book 3, and then maybe better if readers don't read it until after book 3. I have to sort of see them both when they're done and try to figure out what the best order is for those two books. And that brings me to this other point that I was going to make, which is people keep asking me like, oh, book 3, does that mean your series is done and you're going to do something else now? And it's like, well, actually, no. I had never intended the Modern Fae series to be a trilogy. I'd actually intended for it to be a longer series than that. This is not a trilogy. The books will continue beyond book 3, and I think they will continue probably at least to book 5, possibly book 6. So stay tuned for more on that as I continue to release little tidbits of information out into the world. But yeah, I do plan, though, on taking a break from the Modern Fae series for National Novel Writing Month this year. And I think I mentioned on this channel earlier that I'm a municipal liaison for my region. So I'm getting excited to get planning on write-ins and events and my own book that I'm planning to write in November. But yeah, I'm getting that, but I'm definitely getting that National Novel Writing Month bug, and I'm feeling it, and I'm really excited for it. So I want to wrap up the editing for book 3 and the first draft, and possibly even some editing for this novella before I start tackling the outline and whatnot for my Nano project, which is a novel that I started trying to write about 10 years ago and shelved because I didn't feel like I was ready to actually write it yet. And I feel ready now, and I'm really excited to write it, and I can't wait. But what I'm going to do is I'm just actually going to not trash, but I'm just going to keep everything that I wrote before shelved, and I'm going to rewrite the whole book from scratch. Because I'm a different writer now than I was 10 years ago, and I want to potentially write it in a different point of view than I had written the previous version of this book, which it's just going to be easier if I rewrite it from scratch. So that's my plan. But I'll get into more of that when I start talking about Nano Prep, which is coming because November is coming and we're fully into Nano Prep now. We're getting started on Nano Prep. It's just September. I'm doing the National Novel Writing Instagram Challenge over on my Instagram account, so definitely check that out. The link for it is in the description if you want to kind of get some ideas about where I'm going with this novel. I will also be doing some videos as I get closer to the end of the month. I've got some tag videos coming up that I'm really excited about. I'm going to do the writing process tag first. That's the first one that's coming up because I've been so deep in the writing process these last 2 months. I want to do that tag video while it's still fresh in my mind. So if you're not already a subscriber, definitely hit the subscribe button so that you know when I have new videos up, and hit the bell if you want to be notified to get them immediately, because I don't have a schedule right now. I might have a schedule once we start getting closer to National Novel Writing Month. Maybe I'll go back to weekly vlogs or something. Right now it's going to probably be a little bit more scattered in September. So hit the bell for sure if you want to be the first to know when I've got a new video up. And like I said, leave me a comment and let me know if you're interested in either swapping novels as a critique partner or being a beta reader. And I will add you to my list and let you know when everything is ready to go. Until next time, happy writing and reading, and happy September, everybody. Welcome to fall, I guess.